Welcome back to our Danganronpa 2 tier list, part 2. We ranked the first 8 characters last week, and now we're going to rank the next 8. And avid viewers will notice that the sentence we did the first 8 last week is not necessarily from our perspective.
Yeah,
Uh,
as you can see, we're wearing the same stuff. We actually just ended the last recording, and we are starting this one. Yeah, we're just gonna
that's
go through
showbiz,
it.
baby.
Yeah,
Cool. And I think we start off this video with, oh, and obviously spoilers. But
yeah,
why would you watch part 2 of our tier list video without watching whatever?
yeah.
There
If
will
you're
be
moving into the second
spoilers.
half, that's something strange, but whatever.
Cool. So we're starting off with Gundam Tanaka, who is the killer for the fourth chapter,
Yes.
the ultimate breeder, animal breeder, that is. And to be honest, like probably my favorite character from this game. Um, I really liked Gundam. I thought he's one of the only killers in Danganronpa that I felt was justified. Um, and he just had a very cool aesthetic and aura throughout the entire game.
Yeah, I completely agree. He was definitely my favorite character, and his design kind of speaks for itself. Like he looks so epic. But something that I really liked about him though was the fact that he was like so dark and like kind of mysterious, but also just like loves animals. Like
Yeah,
two very like contrasting kind of things just mixed together. And he was just a great character throughout the game. He had a lot of like iconic moments. And yeah, like you said, his death was definitely or not his death, his killing was definitely the most justified of them all.
yeah, and his final speech before getting executed about like you must live and go forward with life, like instead of just submitting and dying, like it gives them the motivation to like plow through the killing game and try to solve it. So yeah, I think Gundam was definitely one of the best characters.
Definitely. And just real quick, his he killed so that they could get out of the tower they're stuck in, right? I think we should probably get
Yeah,
that
they
stuff.
were starving. They were literally going to starve to death, and so he killed. And also, he had the opportunity to like stealthily take out Nekomaru,
Mm-hmm.
but he decided to face him one on one, and was like, "Okay, the winner between us will like get to live on."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, great character.
It was also a robot Nekomar. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, he
Power.
destroyed a giant robot,
Uh-huh.
which is, I don't know how he did it. Cool. So next up is Chiaki Nanami. Definitely a lot of people like Chiaki for. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Next up is Nagito,
there
actually.
we go.
Nagito is also very well liked and one of the most popular Danganronpa characters. Like he's one of the few Danganronpa characters who like went outside of Danganronpa and like people who haven't played it know who he is. He's kind of the rival throughout this game. He's the ultimate lucky student, and I understand why people like him. He's a very like strong character in terms of like being unique. Personally, didn't really like him. I thought he was just kind of crazy for crazy's sake. Like obviously there was some motivation with the whole like I am lesser and I want to see like the ultimates thrive, which was somewhat interesting, but I didn't find him that compelling.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. So I remember when I first started playing this game, I had really high hopes for him because he has the same ultimate as the last game's main character. Is it Hajime or is that this game?
Makoto.
Yeah, yeah, Makoto. And also, isn't his name an anagram for Makoto's?
Yeah, his name is an anagram of Makoto Naegi Da, which would be like I am Makoto Naegi.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is something that was like really interesting, and I was really looking forward to seeing what was going on with that. But it was just kind of a red herring, and I feel like it was a little bit disappointing that he didn't really do a whole lot in the game, you know? So yeah,
he did do a lot, I would say. He
yeah,
um, he was the one that plotted to kill Byakuya.
hmm
Um, he is the one that does the ultimate death game and exposes that Hajime is a reserve student
that's
during chapter
cool.
4.
Yeah,
Uh, you also play as him for a stretch of the game in chapter 4, and also he devises his own death to suss out the imposter,
Hmm.
which I think are all very cool things, and I very much understand if you like Nagito. I
Hmm.
just personally wasn't swayed by any of his like personality hits.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think this is going to be one of the most controversial choices we make, but I'd put him probably above Mekon in the C category, maybe below Peko in the B.
I like doing above Mekon in C.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Sorry,
That's
sorry,
all good.
Nagito. Um, cool. Then brings us to Chiaki Nanami, the ultimate gamer, which is a great ultimate, and the imposter of this game.
Mhm.
Uh, I think Chiaki is a very cool character. Definitely, I think she played her role of being like the uh, sort of sidekick to the main character pretty well. Sort of as trying to fill Kyoko's role from game one. I thought she did it decently. So I like her, but I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. She felt kind of like a letdown version of last game's, what was her name?
Kyoko.
Kyoko, yeah. I feel like she didn't have anything incredibly interesting about her other than the fact that she was the imposter. And I remember when we like came out that there was an imposter, it was pretty easy to tell that it was her because I kind of knew that it would be a twist. So that was one thing I was pretty disappointed about. I would say above Pecco in the B.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like we're talking a little negatively right now, but it's just because she's a character you'd expect to be very high. But
Yeah, definitely.
uh, I think she was a good character overall.
Mhm.
Cool. That brings us to the survivors.
Mhm.
Everyone else survives, which is nice. Well, technically they all survive, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I guess let's start with Akane.
Yeah.
Um,
Left to right.
so Akane, so she is the ultimate gymnast. She has an obsession with food, and in some ways, I feel like she was trying to be like Aoi, both in how she looks and like being like the athletics character, with like a strong bond with the big character because she was close to Nekomaru. But she just didn't catch on for me. She was a little bit too, I don't know, crass. Like,
That-
not to
that's
say
fair.
that I don't like my characters to be crass, but I don't know. She just didn't stick for me.
Um, I mean, considering I loved Aoi, I really had like I felt a strong bond with Akane, considering how similar they looked and not act, but their ultimates are pretty similar. I actually liked that she was so crass and like out there. I felt like it added a good variation to the game, I would say. You know, you don't really there was nothing like that in the first game really, so it was nice to just kind of see someone like yelling at people. You know, I wouldn't put her too highly though. But I liked her.
Sure. So I'd be comfortable with like B or C.
I like where she is now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel good about that. I think she gets points for me because of her relationship with Nekomaru.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a pretty cool one. They used to fight a lot.
yeah, and
Like
also
so like by argue, but like spar.
there were some innuendos too about like uh there's certain points where they see like Nekomaru massaging Akane, and I don't know, it was a little bit fan servicey,
Yeah,
but
no, that's right.
okay. Let's do Kazuichi next. Cool. Kazuichi Soda is the ultimate mechanic. Um, and the OG simp, let's just say. He was simping before simp was even a word. It's more apparent to me from the game that he liked Sonya than it is that he was the ultimate mechanic. Uh,
I would
regardless of
definitely
this,
agree.
regardless of this, I liked him. I think he deserves decent score. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say about him other than he was just a good character. I really liked him. He made the interactions more fun. I'd put him, yeah, in somewhere in the B, but I'm not really sure where I'd put him actually. What are you thinking?
I think where I have him right now, probably below Chiaki, but above the rest.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. He deserves that.
Okay. Um, let's do Sonia next.
Okay.
Sonia is the ultimate princess. Sonia Nevermind. And I liked her. I thought she was a really cool character. She had a bond with Gundam, which I liked. And also, she wasn't just like, I'm a princess and I'm going to act like a princess. She had this like um, admiration for the occult, which I thought was like a fun character choice. And I found a lot of her dialogue funny.
Um, I honestly felt nothing about her. Like, I remember you telling me that you really liked her when I was playing through it, but I genuinely have like almost no opinion of her. Maybe slightly positive opinion, but nothing negative, nothing really too strong.
Okay. Maybe right here makes sense then.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. If this was me personally, she would be right next to Gundam. Uh,
I mean, I'd put Akane in F just for her character, you know?
sure, sure. Um, let's talk about Hajime next because I think Fuyuhiko we're both gonna like.
Yeah.
Uh, Hajime also though I think was a great protagonist. Um, I think he was the best protagonist of all the games. Uh, and yeah, it's super cool that he's a reserve corps student.
Hmm.
Um, but he also like Naegi was just sort of like freaking out for a lot of Danganronpa 1. Uh, and he very much lent into like the like we just have to hope, you know. But that kind of wore on me after like three deaths. You know, it's like okay, three people have murdered. Like I'm losing hope, you know. And that
Yeah.
was kind of the point of Makoto was that he was supposed to keep us hoping. But I think Hajime felt more relatable, where Hajime I think was just kind of a normal guy, like wasn't expecting the most out of everybody, but was also trying to end the killing game. Yeah, I liked Hajime a lot.
Yeah, he was definitely a much more relatable character than Makoto. Makoto, like you said, was just very if we hope things will turn out, but Hajime was more realistic in his approach, and it just felt a lot easier to relate to that main character, and for that reason, I would agree with you that he was the better main character. I put him.
Before you say that, one more point to Hajime. His actual ultimate talent when things get revealed is he was like the resurrection or whatever of Izuru Kamakura. Um, I know we're mostly talking about like the second game right now, but this is brought up in the second game. Hajime was a reserve corps student who was put through this kind of genetic and psychological process in which he became the resurrection of Izuru Kamakura, who founded Hope's Peak Academy. And because of this, Hajime has like all the talents, um, which I thought I was personally pretty partial to him because I think that's really cool to have all the ultimate talents.
Mhm.
And then after the game, he accepts that he's both Izuru and Hajime, and he like sort of mixes them. And we see in Danganronpa 3 that like he's kind of just the ultimate person at that point because he has the humanity of Hajime, but also like the skills of Izuru.
Yeah, and you definitely think that that makes him kind of a dull character, just the fact he's like OP kind of, but the fact that he's so like relatable makes it okay in my opinion, and for that reason, I like that they did that about him. I like what you're doing though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Finally, we have Fuyuhiku Kuzuryu, the babyface gangster, some might say.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I liked Fuyuhiku a lot. Fuyuhiko. He was the ultimate, was it gangster? Uh, yeah, and he is sort of reminiscent of Byakuya in that he starts out like, "Oh, I might kill you guys," and then softens up
Mhm.
mostly after Pecco's death. Um, he has an epic eye patch, and overall, I liked him a lot. I would place him in the S or A tier.
Yeah, he definitely had all the things I liked about Byakuya in the first game, but removed all the bad things that I like that about Byakuya. Like the biggest selling point for him with me is the whole trial with Peko and the way you could see him like emotionally react to her death. You could see that he finally like actually cares about something. Because for the first half of the game, he's just kind of like nonchalant. He's like, I might fuck you guys over. I might, I'll do what I want, basically. And then you see he sees Peko die, and you really see what like how that affects him. I like that about him.
That said, I would put him even here if you're willing.
Yeah, definitely willing. Him and Gundam deserve the S.
Great. Uh, it seems like we have a list of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through this, do you have any corrections you'd like to make? Anything you feel
Let's
should
start
be
with the
tweaked around?
bottom. Terra I'm happy with. Um, I'm also happy with Hiyoko. Uh, Imposter I'm okay with. I think the only thing that sticks out to me is maybe the B. Maybe we move some stuff around in there.
Yeah,
Apart
we
from
have a huge B tier.
yeah,
Uh,
um, I definitely think Chiaki deserves it. I mean, actually, like I don't really know what I would change, to be honest.
if I would change anything, it would be to move Kazuichi above Chiaki. Um,
Kazuichi love Chiaki.
I don't feel super strong about that, but I think I would be down.
Um, I would say let's leave Chiaki above, just because she was the imposter, and I feel like that deserves a high rank. Kazuichi, I liked him, but I don't really know like what about him I liked, so I can't really warrant moving him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he had some good free time events, but
Hmm.
regardless, yeah, I think this is a good list.
Yeah, I'm happy with this.
Cool. So this is the end of the Danganronpa 2 tier list pair of videos. Yeah, we will do V3 at some point in the future, but
Eventually.
not soon because this guy hasn't played it yet. So,
Yeah, I made it like a good portion through the game, maybe like 2 years ago, and then just kind of stopped playing, and it's been 2 years since that happened. I'll pick it back up soon, get through it so we can do V3 for this,
yeah,
just for you guys.
cool. Well, catch us next week.
Yeah, see you guys then. We'll do something else besides Danganronpa, mix it up a little.